Hi again, good human. I'm Dr. Marie Murphy, and I'm a non-judgmental infidelity coach. In my last video, I talked about some of the social factors that create the conditions in which cheating is likely to occur. Specifically, I talked about our collective fixation with marriage. A lot of people think that marriage is a really great thing, and there are a lot of messages out there telling us that marriage is good. We should get married. And not a lot of messages out there that make alternate ways of living out your love life slash sex life slash relationship life equally visible or equally valid. So within those conditions, we may choose to get married without really knowing what we're signing up for. Now, of course, technically we did choose to get married, but that choice was constrained by a great emphasis on one option and a lack of emphasis on other possible options, right? Having said all of that, what happens to some folks as individuals is they get married, they are like perhaps really happy within it, perhaps pretty happy within it, perhaps not so happy at all within it, but they develop a commitment to their spouse and to their family if they have a family, and to all of the things in their life that come along with their marriage. And then something may happen. They may meet someone else, fall in love, and decide that they want to try and share their life with this wonderful other person who they've met. And that may seem really important to them. All of the things that go along with pursuing that option may seem really important to them. The desire to live in a different way, the desire to grow and change outside of the container of their marriage, the desire to spend their life with a very specific someone. All of that may be really important. All of that may seem like something that they really, really want. But at the same time, they may also really value the commitment they made to their spouse. I can't tell you how many people have told me, like, I said the words, I vowed that I would stay with my spouse until death do us part. And even folks who actively dislike their spouse and are very, very unhappy in their marriages tell me that they made that vow and they take that so seriously that they can't imagine not fulfilling it, right? And in addition to that, some people may value their family life very much. It's not just the vow, it's the actual experience of being married and the experience of having the family that comes along with the marriage. All of this stuff can be really important to a person too. But these may seem like or actually be a competing set of desires. Yes, some people decide that they're going to have some kind of an open marriage and some kind of a blended life in which they get to have their relationship with their affair partner and they get to keep their marriage more or less intact. Other people totally transition out of their marriage but maintain a great relationship with their spouse, right? So there's lots of options here. I'm not saying that, like engaging in infidelity means you have to get divorced. That's not the point. But for some folks who are married, it really is an either or kind of a situation. Some folks don't want to have an open marriage. They either want to be with their spouse or they want to be with their affair partner. That's the choice for them. And it seems like whichever one they choose, they're going to lose some things that are really important to them. It seems like the choices are fundamentally at odds, which may be technically true, and that either choice means relinquishing something that really matters to them a lot. And that can seem like an impossible predicament to be in. And frankly, I don't think that we as a society have a lot of good sources of advice or guidance or support for people who feel like they're in any kind of an impossible predicament, and more specifically for people who feel like they are in this kind of an impossible predicament. And so on the one hand, we have these really dominant messages like marriage is good. If you're married, it's better to stay married than to get divorced. Infidelity is bad. If you leave your marriage for your affair partner, you're going to ruin everyone's life, including your own. when those kinds of messages are out there and when we're exposed to these messages at all, like it can be really hard to think our way out of our situation. That's where I come in. I see this whole dynamic a little bit differently. I see the social norms for what they are, as social norms, but as things that you do not have to conform to. I also can help you evaluate what you want amidst your competing priorities and desires. It may be true that you have to give up some things that are important to you in order for you to make a choice and get out of the limbo that currently is your infidelity situation. But here's the really good news. Even though you may be relinquishing some things that are important to you, you may not be relinquishing as much as you think. And moreover, what you stand to gain may be so much more important than what you may end up losing, quote unquote, losing, or may not end up losing at all. I can help you think in terms of what is most important to you now versus trying to think about what was important to you 20 years ago or 10 years ago or 40 years ago or whenever it was you made the commitment to be in the relationship you're currently in. I can help you see your current desires and priorities as legitimate so that you can make a decision that you feel great about. Now, if it sounds like I'm saying that you're going to choose your affair partner over your spouse, I'm not saying that that's necessarily going to be the case. But when we can see two sets of desires as equally legitimate and equally worthy of being chosen, that's a whole lot different than when we assume that it's fundamentally better to stay married because a lot of people say it is, right? Okay, so main point of the day. One of the reasons why infidelity can be so difficult and why infidelity can occur and continue to occur is because we humans contend with competing desires and priorities. And when we find ourselves in a conflict of desires and priorities, we simply may not know what to do with that. So let me help you find your way out of that predicament. There are two ways we can work together when you're ready to deal with your infidelity situation in a way that's truly right for you. You can enroll in my online course, You're Not the Only One, which contains powerful teachings that I share with my one-on-one clients, except they're delivered to you in the form of videos and accompanying assignments. All of the You're Not the Only One materials are housed in a private online portal that you can access 24/7 as soon as you enroll in the course. You can go through the materials on your own time and at your own pace, and you'll have all of this stuff in the course forever, meaning for as long as the course exists, which should be for a very long time, barring all of the usual and foreseeable circumstances. Or we can work together one-on-one via Zoom. If you want my personalized attention, if you want my unique combination of radical compassion and no-nonsense tough love, let's get to work. To start working with me one-on-one, schedule yourself an introductory coaching session, which you can also do through my website, mariemurphyphd.com. I can't wait to meet you. All right, people. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Have an amazing rest of your day. Till next time, bye for now.